Sekarang saya akan terangkan mengenai peraturan pertandingan rules Robocon Malaysia 2021. Okay, seperti yang dikatakan tadi, pertandingan Robocon Malaysia 2021 mengadaptasi peraturan pertandingan bersih atas talian, yang diberi oleh penganjur Abu Robocon 2021 China, dan buku peraturan pertandingan boleh dimuat turun dari laman sesawang Robocon Malaysia, seperti link yang berikut, roboconmalaysia.com Malaysia-Robocon-Rules. Dan sekarang saya akan terangkan mengenai peraturan pertandingan Robocon Malaysia. Saya akan sharekan another page, slide PDF version of the rules. Saya akan presentkan the rules Robocon Malaysia 2021. Robocon Malaysia 2021, tim yang diberi oleh penganjur antarabangsa ialah throwing arrows into pots. Very simple team, menunjukkan kita apa yang perlu dilakukan oleh robot lah. Dan pertandingan akan dijalankan pada Jun 2021. Dan kita adaptasi online game teams and rules daripada penganjur antarabangsa. Dan online original version of online game team and rules ni kita boleh tengok di berikut lah. Dan inilah spesifikasi ataupun aturan padang permainan untuk Robocon Malaysia 2021. Very simple. Dan saiz dia ialah 7 kali 8 meter. Kita akan tengok measurement selepas ini. Dan atas padang ni, kalau kita boleh tengok, akan ada 8 biji pot, 8 biji pot, dan juga ada 20 arrow yang perlu dipakai untuk dibaling oleh robot, diluntar oleh robot masuk ke dalam pot. Kita tengok game rules. Untuk Robocon Malaysia 2021, peserta perlu membina maksimum 2 buah robot, dinamakan robot TR ataupun robot AR. Robot TR dan robot AR. Dan kedua-dua robot ni boleh dikawal secara manual ataupun diprogram menjadi automatic. Tugas utama TR ialah untuk membaling arrow, dan tugas utama AR ialah untuk mengambil arrow yang sudah jatuh di scoring area, dan AR boleh bertukar menjadi TR untuk baling arrow, ataupun dia boleh pass arrow kepada TR untuk dibaling. And then kita ada game field. Game field, size game field terbagi kepada 2. Kita ada throwing area, di mana TR perlu sentiasa berada dalam throwing area, dan size throwing area ialah 2 meter kali 7 meter, dan kita ada scoring area, bahagian kedua di atas padang, about 6 meter kali 7 meter. Total kita ada 8 meter kali 7 meter. Throwing area, TR dan AR boleh berada di throwing area. Dan scoring area hanya AR boleh berada di scoring area. Kita ada scoring spot, kemudian ada 3 jenis pot. Pot type 1, pot type 2 dan pot type 3. Dan semua pot ni berada di atas table masing-masing. Ada 2 set untuk pot type 1 dan 1 set pot type 2 dan pot type 3. Seperti yang dilihat dalam gambar sebentar tadi. Dan kemudian untuk membahagi surrounding the throwing area, kita ada fence, dan ada entrance untuk masuk ke scoring area. Dan pot ialah macam satu pot yang dibuat daripada PVC bersaiz 12 inci. Okay, PVC bersaiz 12 inci ni dia agak sukar untuk didapatkan, harga agak mahal. Jadi penganjur akan sediakan lah. Cumanya sementara menunggu penganjur, jika pasukan berhasrat untuk membuat pot sendiri, okay, boleh menggunakan PVC tube lah. Okay, kemudian kita ada pot type 1 pot table, okay, type 2 pot table dan type 3 pot table. Okay, ada spesifikasi masing-masing, dan type 2 dan type 3 pot table ni dia boleh dipusingkan, dia boleh digerakkan, okay, jika perlu. Dan kemudian kita ada arrow. Okay, arrow ialah scoring object dalam game. Kita kena baling arrow. Okay, kita ada sampel arrow sini, okay, di mana kita kena baling arrow ni. Saiz dia sebenarnya agak besar. Robot perlu memegang dan membaling membaling arrow, okay, ke dalam pot. Okay, kemudian kita ada start zone untuk TR dan start zone untuk AR, dan kemudian storage zone. Okay, storage zone ialah tempat di mana kita letakkan arrow pada rak. Okay, dan kemudian kita ada arrow rack, dan kemudian ada the term support. Okay, support ialah bila kita baling arrow, okay, dan arrow tu land dan dia disupport oleh arrow lain. Okay, ada arrow lain yang tahan dia. Okay, yang ni kita namakan support lah. Okay, bila dia land dan arrow tu disupport oleh arrow lain, tu dia punya term support. Okay, dan kemudian kita ada twinning. Okay, twinning ialah apabila kita baling arrow, okay, dan masuk ke pair of the pot. Okay, atas satu scoring table ada dua pot, pot merah dan pot biru. Kalau kita dapat satu arrow merah dan satu arrow biru, satu arrow di pot merah dan satu arrow di pot biru, dan kita dapat scoring namanya twinning. Okay, twinning akan berikan pasukan lebih banyak poin lah, okay, bila dapat completekan the pair. Okay, nanti saya akan terangkan lebih lanjut lah mengenai twinning. Okay, game facilities. Okay, in the game, okay, to earn points is to throw arrows into the pot. Okay, very clear. Okay, very simple. Okay, and the facility that we need ialah arrow racks, pots, and pot tables. Okay, and then to score the points, you have to use the arrow untuk baling. Okay, of course you have to have your robot lah untuk baling the arrow. And then the arrow, okay, panjang dia, okay, this arrow, the length of the arrow, okay, daripada hujung sampai hujung ialah 640 mm. Okay, dan that's the total length, and the berat dia around 90 gram, okay, dalam 90 gram. Okay, dan dia punya shaft ni daripada carbon fiber, okay, dan kemudian dia punya arrowhead daripada silikon, dan tail dia bersaiz ada 4 tail, okay, ada 4 tail, space equally between the shaft. Okay, dan dia punya panjang tail ni ialah 130 mm, okay, dan dia punya radial width dalam 25 mm. Okay, arrow dan pot. Okay, dan kemudian kita ada pot. Okay, pot ialah PVC, okay, with inner diameter 305 mm. Okay, ini ialah standard PVC 12 inci, PVC yang berdiameter 12 inci. Okay, dan inner diameter dia 305 mm. Okay, dan kemudian setiap pot ni dia punya ketinggian ialah 464 mm. Okay, kemudian kita ada dua pot type 1. Okay, dan pot type 1, okay, bila kita letak atas platform dia tu, dia punya ketinggian, okay, ialah pot dia tinggi dia 464. So bila dia letak atas platform, dia punya tinggi daripada ground ialah 500 mm. Okay, dan pot 2, bila dia letak atas dia punya platform yang boleh rotate tu, dia punya ketinggian daripada ground, okay, ketinggian mulut pot tu ialah 600 mm. Okay, dan kemudian untuk pot ketiga, okay, ketinggian dia daripada ground ialah 800 mm. Okay, dan pot table untuk type 2 pot and type 3 pot, okay, boleh dipusing, okay, dan dia punya rotation friction tu dalam 300 3 hingga 7. Ini ialah standard jika pertandingan perlu dibuat secara live lah. Bila untuk beritahu pasukan this rotation friction ialah rotation friction yang akan dipastikan oleh penganjur. Tapi untuk pertandingan online ni this is not that important lah, tapi you kalau boleh follow this friction. Okay, and then you have the arrow right, and then gelanggang perlu dibina berdasarkan spesifikasi yang ditetapkan oleh buku peraturan ini. Okay, so peraturan pertandingan, okay, before the game start, okay, peserta perlu meletak robot TR di dalam TR start zone, okay, dan AR di dalam AR start zone. Okay, kalau ada satu saja robot, you can choose, okay, nak start kat TR start zone ataupun AR start zone, mana-mana. Okay, dan hanya 3 pasukan, biasa hanya 3 ahli pasukan boleh terlibat dalam mengoperasikan pertandingan sepanjang masa tempoh 3 minit pertandingan. Okay, dan masa set up, you can have up to 6 players untuk set up. Okay, before the games, you have to set 5 arrows. Okay, 5 arrow ni perlu diletakkan di arrow rack. Okay, perlu disusun di arrow rack. Okay, dan susunan dia fix. Kepala arrow perlu berada di bawah, okay, dan flow ni dekat atas. Okay, should be at the top. Dan kemudian 5 lagi arrow boleh diletakkan di dalam robot. Okay, robot ni sama dia nak letak 3 atas AR, 2 atas TR, tapi total dia mesti 5. 5 arrow mesti preloadedkan dalam robot. Dan kemudian 10 arrow lagi, okay, kita letakkan di berdekatan dengan rak, okay, tapi di luar gelanggang. Okay, dan kerana pertandingan dilakukan secara online, okay, referee yang dalam talian, okay, beserta referee yang hadir untuk tengok the game, okay, dia orang boleh request untuk buat measurement lebih detail lah, kalau rasa macam ada specification yang tak berapa tepat. Okay, and then the start of the online game, okay, all team members must be outside the game field during the game except during the start of operation or retry. Okay, operator, okay, yang mengawal robot TR boleh berada di dalam field, okay, berada di dalam throwing zone. Okay, operator yang mengawal AR, okay, perlu duduk di luar sebab AR perlu dikawal secara wireless. Okay, ni ada spesifikasi yang ditetapkan oleh penganjur. AR walaupun manual, dia mesti wireless, okay, dan operator mesti duduk di luar. Okay, and then dan dalam permainan, okay, bila robot dah menggunakan arrow yang preloaded dalam robot, okay, 5 arrow dah diguna pakai, okay, the robot can then take bila rak dah empty, okay, bermakna robot sudah ambil arrow daripada rak, okay, peserta yang standby untuk reloadkan rak tu, dia boleh masuk. Okay, you don't have to stop the robot, etc. Dia masuk secara selamat, berhati-hati masuk dan aturkan arrow. Okay, replenish 5. Okay, dan setiap kali you load, mesti load 5. Okay, so that means you can load only 2 times. Okay, dalam sepanjang game tu, you can load the rack with only 2 times. Bila first one, bila 5 arrow pertama dah diguna pakai, you boleh masuk dan load. Okay, and then after this 5 arrow dah diguna pakai, you boleh masuk lagi sekali untuk load. So 2 kali you boleh masuk untuk loadkan arrow dengan 5 batang arrow. Loadkan the rack dengan 5 batang arrow. Okay, and then task of the robot TR. Okay, just untuk tengok TR. Okay, TR can throw or launch arrows to any point, okay, in the scoring area from any location in the throwing area. So TR hanya boleh berada dalam throwing area. Okay, dia start daripada TR start zone dan hanya boleh berada di throwing area untuk baling. Okay, but you can only throw 1 arrow at a time. Okay, you kena baling satu. Okay, satu, bila dah land, okay, then only you can throw another one. Okay, if you throw when the arrow is still in flight, okay, ataupun still bergerak, okay, referee might call it a violation lah. Okay, and then after all the arrows, okay, yang kita preloadkan, 5 arrow yang kita preloadkan dalam robot AR and TR tu awal, okay, ataupun semua AR ataupun semua TR awal tu, after all those arrows dah habis pakai, okay, then only the robot can start to pick up arrow. Okay, sebelum tu you tak boleh pick up arrow. You tak boleh pick up arrow yang jatuh, tak boleh ambil. Okay, sampai 5 arrow yang pertama ni diguna pakai, baru you boleh pick up arrow daripada lantai ataupun daripada rak. Okay, and or you can receive arrow daripada AR or TR. So that means when you preload the first 5 arrow, okay, robot yang pegang arrow tu mesti baling. Okay, mesti use sebab you cannot pass. Okay, that means AR cannot pass to TR untuk the 5 preloaded arrow pertama. Okay, during the game, TR is not allowed to enter or extend above throwing area. Okay, kalau you tak boleh extend above the scoring zone ataupun luar daripada gelanggang. So TR must completely be inside throwing area, including the space above. Okay, kalau violate, okay, compulsory retry. Okay, now let's look at AR. Okay, AR starts at AR start zone. Okay, and then AR cannot have any contact with the part of the table. Okay, table yang meletakkan pot. Okay, you tak boleh touch that. Okay, or you cannot touch the pot. Okay, unless except for the handle. Okay, you boleh pegang handle of the table je. Kalau nak putarkan the table, you can hold the handle untuk putarkan. But you cannot touch the table, the main table part. Okay, except accidental. Okay, kalau macam terlanggar, okay, boleh dimaafkan. Bukan compulsory retry kalau terlanggar. Okay, kalau referee dapati yang you sengaja langgar, okay, untuk placekan your robot ataupun alignkan your robot, you sengaja langgar the table, then kita akan suruh compulsory retry lah. Okay, so you cannot use the table untuk langgar dia, untuk alignkan your robot ke, untuk stopkan your robot, etc. Okay, no purposeful contact with the table or the pot. Okay, AR can pick up arrows that landed on the ground of the scoring area or the throwing area. Okay, tapi syarat dia you have to wait until the arrow semua habis lah. Okay, and then you can throw them back to TR. Okay, TR must always, TR dalam throwing area saja. AR ni dia boleh go both. Okay, dia boleh masuk throwing dan scoring area. Okay, AR, okay, is allowed to extend its body partially out of the game field. Okay, sebab AR ni, kalau kita tengok syarat seterusnya nanti dia cakap AR ni dia punya size is fixed. Okay, and then you can extend the AR. Okay, during after the game start, okay, initially dia punya size mesti 1 meter kali 1 meter. After the game start, initially there is a size for the robot. After the game start, you can extend infinitely. Okay, that means AR can extend panjang lah. So when you extend your robot very far away, okay, there may be time where your robot ni extend keluar gelanggang ataupun extend to the TR zone, and that's allowable for AR. Okay, tapi TR tak boleh. Okay, tapi dia tak boleh ambil arrow di luar gelanggang, tak boleh. Arrow yang dah keluar gelanggang tak boleh digunakan lagi. Okay, arrow yang you boleh pick up, okay, ialah arrow yang landed in scoring area or throwing area. Okay, robot AR running in the scoring area shall not throw any arrows into pot. Okay, kalau AR berada dalam scoring area, you cannot throw into the pot. Okay, kalau TR baling terkena AR masuk, okay, that's considered AR yang baling. So when you TR throw, okay, tak boleh kena AR dan masuk. So AR in any way cannot touch the arrow. Okay, and then after it touch the arrow goes into the pot. Okay, that one kita kira violation. Okay, however it can AR boleh keluar daripada scoring area, completely keluar daripada scoring area dan baling, as if dia ialah TR. Okay, bila nak baling tu, again all the TR punya specification ataupun rule regulation upon TR akan di-apply kepada AR yang bertukar jadi TR lah. So dia tak boleh extend above other area except within throwing zone. Okay, dan kemudian kalau AR violate any of this seperti TR, kalau violate any of the provision, okay, compulsory retry will be asked. Okay, retry of the robot. Okay, the robot that needs to retry should return to start zone. Okay, when the team violates any rules, compulsory retry should be made according to referee's instruction. Okay, referee akan suruh untuk retry. Okay, during retry, team members can adjust and change the position of arrows carried on the robot. Okay, kalau ada arrow atas robot, okay, tergerak, you can adjust. Okay, but the arrow must completely be on the robot. Okay, kalau arrow tu touch the ground, okay, they touch the ground and the robot just drag the arrow, kita consider that one arrow that is not on the robot. Okay, you tak boleh pakai that arrow. Okay, in retry, team members are not allowed to pick up arrows yang berada atas ground ataupun di luar ground yang telah dibaling. Okay, after in a retry, okay, after you adjust your robot, you boleh jalan terus. Okay, tak perlu minta permission referee, etc. untuk jalan lah. Okay, you finish with your robot, boleh robot kamu. Okay, tapi bila robot bergerak, okay, tiada team members berada dalam padang, okay, kecuali operator robot, PR. Okay, scoring. Okay, after the game ends, okay, during the game 3 minit game ni, your robot akan baling arrow lah. Memang sentiasa baling arrow, collect lain. Then after the game ends, okay, ataupun during the course of the 3 minutes, you think that you have no more arrow to use, okay, the game will end. Okay, and then what we'll do, we'll go and check the arrow dekat port to decide on your score. Okay, any arrow, okay, that meets the following condition akan bagi you points. Okay, if it contacts a port or other scoring arrow. Okay, kalau you ada arrow satu atas port, okay, and then you have another arrow yang sit on the other arrow atas port tu juga. Okay, dia tak masuk tapi dia duduk atas the port. You will get points. Okay, you will get the points. Okay, and then the arrow does not contact with the ground, okay, or the port table surface. Okay, and then it is not supported. Katakan you ada arrow yang touch the ground, okay, one arrow touch the ground, okay, and then another part touch the port. Okay, kita consider arrow ni sebab dia touch the ground, okay, they does not meet the condition B, so dia tak score. Okay, and then tiba-tiba ada satu lagi arrow yang duduk atas port dan touch this arrow. Okay, bila kita remove arrow ni, dia akan jatuh. So kita consider this arrow, the second arrow juga tidak score sebab dia disupport oleh unscored arrow. Okay, and then the arrow does not in contact with the robot. Okay, kalau arrow tu satu di atas port, satu lagi touch dengan robot support dia, then that is not considered scored lah, no score. Okay, dan cara kita kira point, okay, kalau the arrow is a scoring arrow, okay, kita akan dapat the team will get 1 point. Okay, and then kalau arrow tu ada satu di port merah dan satu di port biru, okay, that means you get twinning. Okay, you will get 8 points. Okay, terus dapat 8 points sebab ada pair. Okay, dan ada satu lagi condition di mana arrow disupport oleh port, okay, tapi dia disupport oleh dua port, okay, port merah dan port biru. Yang ni kita consider dia dapat point, tapi dia tidak boleh digunakan untuk twinning. Okay, so this arrow cannot be considered for twinning. In twinning, okay, you have to have clearly one arrow on port merah, okay, one arrow on port biru, okay, ataupun both arrow dalam port lah, dalam port merah dan dalam port biru, ataupun on port merah and on port biru, or dia score dekat port merah saja ataupun dia score dekat biru saja. And when you get a pair, you get a twinning. Okay, and multiple twinning in scoring spot is allowed. Okay, for example, for one port, okay, you boleh score 3 twinning. That means if you have 3 pair, okay, red and blue, then you will get the maximum point for that port lah. Okay, then maximum twinning for each scoring spot is only 3. Okay, kalau you dah 3 pair, you ada lagi 1 pair, that means you ada 4 pair, then your score will be 8 kali 3, because you ada 3 twinning, 8 kali 3, And then the other two arrow yang buat pair tu, dia tidak dikira sebagai twinning, dia just jadi 2 points saja. So 8 kali 3, 24 plus 2. So you get 26 points kalau ada 4 pair. Okay, because maximum twinning is 3. So total score, maximum score sebagai ada 20 arrows. Okay, that means you can accumulate up to 80 points. Okay, sebab ada 8 twinning, 10 twinning, and therefore you get 80 points. That's the maximum score possible for the game. Okay, kalau you dapat this maximum score, okay, during the game you dapat the maximum score already, okay, then you can put up your hand, okay, referee akan stopkan time. Okay, kita akan recordkan your time ni as a time where how fast you get the 80 points. Okay, sebab jika banyak team dapat 80 point, dan kita akan tengok siapa paling laju dapat 80 point. Okay, so once you get 80 points, you put up your hand. Okay, tapi kalau macam during the course of 3 minutes, all your arrow dah keluar ataupun dah habis dipakai, terkeluar dari field semua katakan, ataupun masuk pot sikit, terkeluar dari field sikit, dan you don't have any more arrow, then you can also put up your hand. Okay, tapi the game will just end. We don't really have to record your remaining points sebab you didn't get the maximum point. We don't have to record your remaining time lah. Okay, and or else, okay, kalau you still trying, okay, after the 3 minute lasted, kita akan stopkan the game. Okay, the game will take, for Malaysia, the game will take 3 rounds, okay, and then the final score will be the average, okay, average of each trial, okay, the 3 trial tu, the average of score of the 3 trials, as well as average remaining time of each trials. Okay, deciding the winner, okay, if we have a lot of teams that scores 8 points, 80 points, then we will take the biggest average remaining time. Okay, remaining time artinya kalau 3 minit tu, 1 minit you habis, that means your remaining time is 2 minutes. Okay, so we'll take the biggest. Siapa paling banyak remaining time, you are the winner. Okay, tapi kalau remaining time tie, okay, then we look at the score at spot 4. Okay, kalau the remaining time, if the score at spot 4 also tie, then we'll take the score at spot 2. Okay, and if still tie, then kita akan referee akan decide siapa yang menang. Okay, jika tiada langsung team dapat 80 point, okay, then kita akan tengok siapa yang highest average score. Okay, kalau highest average score pun sama, dan kita tengok highest score dekat spot 4 between the highest score tu, kita akan tengok siapa yang highest dekat spot 4, if not highest dekat spot 2, if not the rest, the referee will determine. Okay, so this is that's how you score, okay, and how you win the game. Robot, okay, specification of the robot. Okay, team can build 2 robots at most, okay, or you can choose just to build 1 robot. Okay, very, very good and very, very fast 1 robot to also win the competition. Okay, if you make 2 robots, 1 robot must be AR, 1 robot must be TR. Okay, if you build 1 robot, okay, that robot can be any TR or AR, okay, at any time. Okay, the robots can be manual, okay, semi-automatic or autonomous robot. Okay, each robot cannot be split into subunits, or you split and then ada connected cables. Cannot. Okay, it must be one unit. Okay, and the robot is not allowed to suck onto the game field or stick itself into the game field. Okay, the robot in the contest must be built by the team members, okay, from the university. And then at the beginning of the game, okay, TR and AR must be less than 1 meter times 1 meter. Okay, that's basically they will fit into the starting area. So the beginning of the game, the robot size must be within this 1 meter times 1 meter. Okay, the height can be unlimited. Okay, and then after the game start, okay, the robot can extend and expand without any limitation. That means you can expand 7 meter kali 8 meter pun boleh, kalau boleh lah, kalau boleh. Okay, but you can expand without any limitation. Robot AR can only be operated remotely and wirelessly, okay, by team members. In case you want to make it a manual robot, if you want to make it an autonomous robot, then no one can control the robot. Again, the robot TR can be operated wirelessly or through cable. Okay, and then the cable length can be unlimited. Okay, there's no limitation of 3 meters for the cable length. Cable length can be unlimited. Okay, the team should be careful to avoid cable winding with the field facilities and game objects. Okay, both wireless or cable operation team members are not allowed. Oh, sorry. That means I misread this. That means no operator can be inside the game field. Okay, no one can be inside the game field at all. So if even if the robot is wireless or cable, okay, no one can enter the game field. So that means during the operation of the robot, no one can be inside the game field. Okay, weight of the robot. The weight of the robot, total weight of the two robots and the controller. Okay, primary set of batteries used in the game must not exceed 50 kilo. Okay, nominal voltage for the battery that you use in your robot shall not exceed 24 volt. Okay, the battery. And if you connect the battery in series 1, you cannot connect 24 and 24 because the total will be more than 24, which is not permitted. Okay, and then if you have like a voltage amplifier in your circuit, okay, you cannot amplify the voltage greater than 42 volt. Okay, dalam your circuit. Okay, this is for basically for safety reason. Because if you amplify the voltage too high, okay, that could create like fire hazards, etc. So the maximum voltage, okay, inside your circuit should not exceed 42 volts. If you're using compressed air, okay, the air pressure must not exceed 6 bar, okay, or 6,000 kilopascal. And then any power source, okay, if the referee look at your power source and it looks dangerous, okay, we might have to ban it from use. For example, you have LiPo battery, but the LiPo is so bloated, dah jadi bulat, then probably we will not allow that to be used in the game. Okay, or if you have air tank, okay, a pressure tank, okay, and then the tank looks not steady or looks like it's leaking, etc., we might not allow you to use the power source. Communication between robots. Okay, the robot can communicate. Okay, can communicate by any means of communication. You can send signal. You can send one robot can sense another robot, etc. They can communicate wirelessly if you want. Okay, there's no way restriction for the way of communication. Okay, and if you're using radio frequency, okay, the radio frequency, we put limitation. You can only use Wi-Fi or Zigbee or Bluetooth. Okay, no any other radio transmission allowed. Okay, so if you're using wireless controller for your AR, then you have to use Wi-Fi, Zigbee, or Bluetooth. Okay, some part may help the robot to enter. Okay, for example, you letak macam guide dekat AR untuk bagi TR baling dan masuk. Okay, that is not allowed. Okay, so AR cannot help the other robot to throw arrow accurately. Okay, that means dia tak boleh support macam ada funnel ke bagi the arrow masuk betul-betul. Okay. Before the contest, the referee will make online inspection to the robots. Okay, and for Robocon Malaysia, okay, we might have referee that present during the trial, and then they will also do inspection. Okay, violation any violation, okay, you have to make a compulsory retry. Okay, and then the violation basically, if you enter area that is not allowed, okay, if you touch any part of the robot, okay, the player touch the robot, which are not allowed except for the controllers. And then the robot violates provision of rules 2.4, okay, which is how the AR and TR works. The team makes false starts or other action that infringe the rules, but without mentioning the disqualification. Okay, disqualification. Okay, if the robot are not according to the specification, okay, you will be disqualified. So build a robot according to the specification. And then if you are trying to cheat, okay, trying to not play fair, could be disqualified. Okay, and team that fails to obey instruction or warning issued by referee may also be disqualified. Okay, others, the content rules, okay, from time to time might be changed, okay, and all these changes will be informed to the participant. Okay, and we are expecting no major changes, okay, to be done for the duration of this competition. Okay, the legitimacy of any section not mentioned in this rule book is subject to the discretion of the referee. Okay, for online game, okay, because we are adopting the online game rules, okay, since the team, the participant, you have to build your own field and your own rack, okay. So there's a guideline for the fabrication, for how you can fabricate the game field with lower costs, okay. You can reduce the fabrication cost as far as possible, okay, for the game field, according to your own condition, okay. But the dimension of the game field, that means 7 meter kali 8 meter tu mesti dipatuhi, and jarak spacing between all the pods, okay, the size of the throwing zone, size of scoring zone must be according to the dimension. So just follow the dimension, okay, but the materials you use semua tak ada restriction. You can reduce the fabrication cost of your field. Okay, if you have a wooden floor or a cement floor, okay, the floor must be bright color, okay, it must be bright color, and then you don't have to put like plywood on top. No need. Okay, you can just use the floor that you have in your labs or in the area that you want to test your robot and where you want to set your game field, as long as it does not affect your robot movement. Okay, kalau ada sleeping and etc., that's basically your responsibility. Okay, again, adjust the floor so that it does not basically it follows the dimension. Okay, just following the dimension. And then the original ground in the scoring and throwing areas, okay, should be light color. Okay, you find a floor with a light color, and then the ground, okay, the start zone, okay, must be slightly different color so that the referee can see where is the start zone. So the start zone should be of different color. Okay, so you can put like a mat or a carpet to show where is your start zones. Okay, it is not necessary. Okay, if you look at the field, I'll show you later. Okay, there's a white spot on the fence. Okay, you don't really need that if it is not necessary. Okay, and then to build the pot table, okay, for pot 2 and pot 3 tables, okay, you can rotate that. Okay, and this is actually not necessary if you think that you don't want to rotate the table. You can just make a table, okay, basically with the same height, without the mechanism to rotate. So you can just have like a similar platform like pot 1 table, okay, but a bit higher. Okay, and then the aero racks, you can fabricate the aero racks with any materials, okay, according to dimension specified in figure 5, appendix 3. Okay, the distance between the aero must be 200 millimeter. Okay, and the height of the head from the ground, okay, must be 240 millimeter. Okay, and when you stand the arrow, okay, the deep angle must be around about 10 degree. Okay, but it could be about 10 degree. Okay, this is the color. If you want to really follow the coloring, okay, the RGB specification of the field. Okay, and then this is the layout of the field as shown in the earlier pages just now. And then this is the dimension. Okay, the dimension is important, which you have to follow. Okay, the width of the game field is 7 meter, okay, and the height is the length is 8 meter. Okay, 7 times 8, and this throwing area is 250 times 7, and this scoring area is 5950 times 7 meter. Okay, and you can see the positions of the each pot tables. Okay, you don't really have to follow the coloring scheme. Okay, but the dimension must be followed. Okay, and that's the 3D view. Okay, and you can see here, okay, in this screen, you can see the marking on the fence. Okay, you don't really need that. You don't have to put that marking if you don't want to use it. Okay, and the pot, this the turntable, you don't really have to make it a turntable. Okay, you can just make like a block of wood. Okay, just make it a block of wood. Okay, and this is important also. Okay, the platform or the table for the pot. Okay, organizer will be providing you with the pot. Okay, but this platform, okay, the platform where you put on your pot, okay, must follow this spec. Okay, the pot itself, the height of the pot is 464, and the platform that you provide bottom must be 500 minus 464. This is like 2 plywood. Okay, that's the thickness of 2 plywood. Okay, and then you can make that the first type 1 table. Okay, for the second table, okay, type 2 table. Okay, this is the specification. Okay, in case you don't want to make this rotation, okay, this rotating table mechanism, okay, you don't need that. Okay, you can just make like one block, okay, one block of platform. Okay, but the size of the platform basically follows this. Okay, you don't really need that soft edges or round edges for the table. You can make it like just rectangular, perfect rectangular. But again, very important, the height of the pot, okay, the opening of the pot must be 600 millimeter above the ground. So this height of the pot is 464, okay, 464, and basically this is 464 minus 600. Okay, and similarly for pot type 3 pot, okay, the height of the pot from the ground must be 800. Okay, and you don't really need that if you don't want. Okay, you can just make a block. But the thickness or the height of your table must be 464, 800 minus 464. Okay. And finally, the rack, again, the rack that you fabricate, you can use any materials. You can use any materials, but following the specification or the dimension shown in figure 5 here. Okay, this is figure 5. All right, so that's the rules ataupun pertandingan syarat pertandingan Robocan Malaysia 2021. So everything will be at your site. Okay, everything will be at your IPT. Okay, where you build your own gelanggang. Okay, kena buat gelanggang sendiri. Tapi penganjur akan provide aero dan juga pot. Okay, update mengenai aero sebab kita we have to communicate. Kita sedang berkomunikasi dengan penganjur China untuk dapatkan aero ni sebab sebab penganjur utama dari Jepun, main organizer dari Jepun, dia baru inform us that aero yang difabricate, first batch of aero yang dikeluarkan oleh penganjur China tidak mengikut spesifikasi, dan dia target dia untuk dapatkan aero kedua tu, batch aero kedua yang dia tengah fabricate ni hujung bulan Januari dia kata. So most probably lepas kita minta hantar ke Malaysia, pertengahan bulan Februari baru mungkin kita boleh dapat dan boleh distribute kepada peserta lah. Cuma again we are limited to the quantity yang dibuat oleh China, okay, but we will try our best, okay, our very best untuk dapatkan aero yang terbaik lah untuk setiap pasukan. Okay. Katakan jika ada isu mengenai aero dan ada persetujuan daripada penganjur antarabangsa, okay, dan apa yang kita akan buat, kita akan dapatkan original aero, okay, the original aero of the game kita akan dapatkan. Dan jika aero yang dapat disupply oleh penganjur dari China tidak dapat diberikan dengan kuantiti yang mencukupi, okay, mungkin aero yang kita pakai dalam pertandingan Malaysia, okay, akan difabricate oleh vendor lokal, okay. Vendor lokal kita akan suruh dia fabricate mengikut spesifikasi yang ditetapkan oleh penganjur China, okay, untuk kegunaan competition Robocon Malaysia 2021. Tetapi kita akan dapatkan juga original, okay. Bagi pemenang kita akan bagi this original version untuk you training, okay, untuk you buat adjustment for the real competition antarabangsa lah. Cumanya kalau if we have to, dalam pengajaran Robocon Malaysia kita mungkin terpaksa menggunakan pakai aero yang difabricate locally, okay, kalau kita tak sempat dapatkan, sebab quantity of aero agak banyak, okay, 20 satu tim, dan berdasarkan mengikut, kita kena depend on number of team lah, tak tahu berapa lagi, dan aero yang kita nak kena provide tu agak banyak, ya, kena buat agak banyak, dan takut penganjur China tak cukup, because the first batch yang dibuat 1,000 saja, dan kita punya calculation kalau kita nak supply to all Malaysian university pun dah 800, dah mencapai 800 lah, which is a lot. So takut tak dapat disupply dari China, dan kita kena buat versi Malaysia punya version lah of the aero. Tapi dia punya spesifikasi berat, so kita akan try our best untuk minta vendor lokal follow spesifikasi yang ditetapkan oleh permainan antarabangsa. Cumanya our promise is bila ada pemenang Robocon Malaysia, kita akan bagi pemenang Robocon Malaysia ni aero mengikut aero yang di-provide oleh penganjur antarabangsa, supaya you boleh training dengan dia aero dan dapat menyertai pertandingan antarabangsa mengikut aero yang ditetapkan. Okay, dan port kita akan follow spesifikasi yang ditetapkan. Okay, so itu ialah pembentangan mengenai pertandingan. Okay, saya switch balik kepada slide, ataupun okay, sebenarnya dalam slide, the next slide is actually soalan question and answer. So now I open the floor to all the participants, okay, in case you have any question regarding Robocon Malaysia, insyaAllah wakil IIUM akan